Okay, YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share. A lot of things, a lot of advice that I may give. I got a little time. I got to drive up north, well, toward the north side. A lot of advice that I give is based on experiences in life. I'm going to title this today, when I hear this among couples, when did we stop liking each other? When did we get here? I'll tell you how you got there. You got there by not expressing what your dislikes were. And if you did express your dislikes, you got to be upfront. Like my wife, she most likely will see this, and we're probably going to do a podcast one day. I might invite her on. There's a certain tone that I take with her, and she could feel it's disrespectful. I could feel that it's stern. You can't control how a person feels, but you can control how you say things. There's a certain tone, and she was like, "You talk like this." People in my family, the Kilpatricks, have been known to be very stern. At times, the way we come across, and there's a tone that she does not like, and once she has expressed that to me, it is my job to be very conscientious of that tone. I've had when I've gotten to debates or arguments. I remember one of my dear friends who passed away. His wife was coming at me, and I gave her the same tone. The tone can also be antagonistic. I posed a question to my wife. I said, "What are some of the things that if you look at yourself that you really don't like about yourself?" Mine, I can be prideful. I can be antagonistic. I can be vengeful. I try to remain conscious of all the things that I don't like about myself, because if I don't like them about myself, people that don't even know myself don't like them. So how did we get from here? How did we stop liking each other? And I had to, second time married, all you guys that have listened to my YouTubes you probably are versed in that now. Previous marriage was 16 years, and I even asked myself that question. I said, "Hey, when did I stop liking so and so? When did we stop liking each other?" Because I'm not gonna make it seem like this was all on that individual. No, there were some dislikes. I was very flirtatious. Josh loved the ladies, always. She said, "You always have somebody that's smiling," and that could have been the start of a red flag or a displeasure. Keep in mind, dislikes are red flags. I'm not going to you don't see the red flags in the beginning because they look like Six Flags. Dislikes are and we call them flag. I gotta throw a flag on the play. It's football season, so everybody knows what happens when there's a flag. It could be a flagrant foul. Everybody knows what a flag on a play is. This is a red flag on a play, and there's a penalty, and that within that penalty, there seeks to be some type of correction. Back to the question, when did we stop liking each other? I believe it is when we stop saying, hey, you said this way. This makes me feel this way. And you don't even have to seek for that person to correct it. but you need to be heard. You need to be heard, because if you are not heard, you don't need to be listened to. You need to be heard, like comprehended. Hey, I don't like this. Oh, I should go this way. Are they gonna let me over? Come on. I'm trying to get over. You need to be actually heard. And it's that person, whoever you're giving that, whoever you're telling, hey, I don't like this. It is their job, if they care, like in my previous marriage, hey, you doing this. I didn't care. I still, and I'm only gonna be real with you guys. I'm only gonna be real, because I'm never the type to push somebody in front of the bus. I will, as men, look at your own failures first. Look at your. I'm not gonna even say what the other person's, whatever happened. I'm gonna say, hey, I was wrong. I could have did this. I could have did A, B, C, and D. This is, and I'm not gonna even chuck it up to. I can say, I was immature then, blah blah. I'm just wrong. But back to where did we stop liking each other, is when you have these displeasures. Now, there's gonna be certain things where you kind of don't like. I don't like the way they suck their teeth, or I don't like watching them floss. That's a different like. There are levels. And I said it today. I said, oh my God, I have a like meter. I have a like meter. I don't know if everybody else has a like meter, but I have a like meter. I said, oh my God, I got a like meter. Starts off on full, and it can go down. I've been told one customer, I've told a couple customers, hey, I used to like you, but because of this role of entitlement, this talk of disrespectful, my like meter was going down, and certain people I've cut. Like, no, we're not doing this. One customer thought she was so comfortable, and she began to swear, not with me, but she began to swear in her talk. And I told her, I said, we're not going to communicate like this. And I think her response was, grow a pair, or pull you, something along that line. And like meter was on empty. I don't like you anymore. I am going to terminate your service. I am going to terminate your service, because there comes a point there. When we get to that point, there's a point of no return. No. Before I say something disrespectful, out of pocket, I had to do another woman like that. Who owed me a lump sum of money, $800, and I took her vacuum in for servicing, and she's. And I told her why, and we're having conversations, and I'm asking her to please call me. And now number one, I didn't, I started off, and it's like, okay, there are certain things. I started off servicing the client, then she comes to me, well, can you do something cheaper? I went cheaper. All of a sudden, she begins paying me. Somewhere in July, she stops paying me, but still starts to, okay, yeah, keep coming by for service. And I got to keep coming by, because I got to, I'm just not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop, because I got to make sure money gets collected. So in my normal collection techniques that I follow, she noticed a couple things, and we began to talk about her balance. Hey, ma'am, why are you calling me now? It's ironic that now I get a call after. Now, mind you, my like meter is resting on E. Resting on E. I didn't like you to begin with. I'm sorry, but now it's you had a little light. You started off with maybe a quarter to. It's on E, and she mentioned that she was going to file a police report. Blah blah blah. Mind you, you're owing me money. I can literally file a report I can file this thing in court called theft of services. She wasn't worth my time to go into all that. But anyway, As soon as she mentioned that, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and hit the block button, and I'm gonna let you deal with whatever you need to deal with. Whatever you need to. I'm not stepping foot back on the property, because once you threaten Popo, I'm not going there. As a black man in a white world with a white woman that feels entitled that I don't need to get paid after I have all her okay keys. You're doing what you're doing. No, you gotta think smarter. You gotta don't beat your chest and don't. I'm not even going to return the vac, because that's not a smart situation. Like meter on empty, I'm terminating the service. That sometimes happens in relationships. I had to think about it. I said, when did we stop liking each other? I was doing some things, and there's a lot of unsaid things that happen, and usually you guys don't know. Boys and Men has a song called let's don't wait till the water runs dry. We don't even talk anymore. We don't even know where we are. Like meter is gone. I'm telling you, people, is more important than love. You can love somebody from far. I got a sister. I do not like her. I'm gonna say I don't wish any harm to her, but I don't ever have to talk to her again. I got a mama, same thing. But I love them. Man, that's messed up. But liking. In relationships, if there are displeasures that happen, I would almost say I'm 46 years old now. I'm not at the age where I could let stuff sit too long on my chest. I'ma say it, because if I don't say it, I'm going to start reacting in certain ways. If there are displeasures going on and you're feeling some type of way, say that. Say it. Say, hey, by you doing and point it all out, A, B, C, and D, I felt this way. You don't even have to say, I'm sorry for how you feel. I don't believe somebody could be sorry for how a person feels. But get that displeasure out. Get that displeasure out. Now, if the action continues to happen, and I know people are like, well, go see counseling. In my perspective, this is my point of view, my POV on counseling. Counseling is just an outside person looking in. It is still up to the couple being counseled to make changes. So do you still need a counselor to say, hey, Josh, you're talking to her in a condescending tone or disrespectful manner or like a child? She tells me that, I don't even need a counselor to tell me to fix it. It's my job to be conscientious of it. And I start reflecting on myself. Like, man, I could have said that differently. Hey, I'm sorry. You're not one of my customers. I asked my wife this yesterday. I said, what are the dislikes that you have within yourself? It's not for me to look at her and be like, I don't like this about you. I don't like that about you. What? No. My first thing is, if I have to start looking at a person like, what don't I like about that person? I don't even start there. I sit there and I say, what don't I like about myself? I do a lot of self-reflecting. I don't like the way I handled this. I need to, we ran into one of my technicians. I said, he's such a kind person. Very, very kind. I wish I could be more kinder, more gentler. And I'm very conscientious of that. So if you guys are trying to figure out when did we stop liking each other, you actually start reflecting. Reflect on yourself first. I always do. I'm going to almost say always. Well, you have to ask my wife or the person that lives with me, hey, is Josh very self-reflective? You have to get her answer. I mean, my bet is that she's going to tell you, yes, this dude, he be reflecting on himself, life, A, B, C, and D. I'm like, what do I do to cause, dislikes. You know, and if you can actually look yourself in the mirror and evaluate what your own dislikes are, you can save some of those dislikes in your relationship. You can honestly save some of those because you're actually, man, I need to more be gentler, or I need to do this in the conversation, or I do need to do this. You've got to self-reflect. You've got to self-reflect, especially, you know, if we're up in age, 46 years old. A lot of times we are who we are. People gonna say, okay, you can't change. You know, my thing is, yes, it's hard to change, but if you want to still have a healthy relationship, you gonna make some changes. You know, if you were working at a job and you needed to make more money and you needed to get yourself into a different market to do that, you're going to make some changes within yourself just so you can have a better outcome. Just so that you can have a better outcome. So if you're wondering, when did we stop liking each other? A lot of it is about those unspoken things. Once you air those things out, I mean, it's like if I air something out to my wife in text. I say, hey, but I got it out. Got it out. It's their job, or whoever you get it out to, to be conscientious of those things, truly conscientious if they care. And first of all, they need to self-reflect. I know women use the term "I feel" a lot. Men are more logical. It is you is or is you ain't, my baby. You know, we are more yes or no. Was it wrong? Yes. Did you? No. Or at least that's the way I am. I'm a yes or no person. Yes or no person. No room for gray. No maybes. Did you do what you did was wrong? Yeah. Because you showed up on, you know, we missed the flight to Mexico. We missed the flight to Mexico. Josh, why did you miss the flight? It was my fault. I should have, even though I woke up at 2:45, I should have did my first notion the night before, no matter how tired I was, because I think we got in late from work. I should have did those checks at night. I literally began to self-reflect on what I could have done. I didn't look at my partner and be like, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did say it was a joint effort, but that's her job to look at, okay, well, what needed to be done to ensure that we made the flight on time. I looked at myself. I bet you the next time that flight came around, we knew what was wrong, and it was fixed real quickly. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Honestly, do a self-evaluation, and keep doing a self-evaluation. If a lot of people are telling you that you know, they don't like this or that or the other, and it's by various sources, hey, the problem is you. The problem is you. A lot of people tell me, Josh, you talk stern, blah, blah. Yeah, that's me. And I need to change that, because it's going to cause people not to want to deal with me, have conversations with me. It's going to cause them to have a strong dislike towards me. And when people reach the point of, okay, I don't like some things, to a strong dislike, it's like ask my sister. I don't talk to her. Ask my mom. I love her. I don't talk to her. I don't like you guys that much. I don't. I would tell them. I'll tell them too. You know. And the weird thing is, I'm not liking you guys for you ain't even do nothing to me. I see how you handle certain relatives. And that's a strong dislike. There's a word for it in the Bible. Be very conscientious of your partner. When your partner says, hey, this made me feel that way, you know, pay attention, and I guarantee you, if you're conscientious of yourself, you know, it's like, hey, I feel like you need to be actively engaging, you know, and it's true. You can't change. If that person has been like that, it's true. You know, it's like I've been the type, you could be looking dead at me. My mind could be somewhere else. So I can still answer you. But if somebody actually pointed that out to me, it's like, you know, my wife told me in Mexico, she was like, you looked like you was ready to go. And I told her why. I said, man, your mom was walking. We had this. We didn't know what the destination was. Yes. But I still put on the best face I could, and I still was engaging. I was glad when we finally reached the destination. You know, mind you, her mom is 70, I'm 46. We in a humid climate. My joints are hurting, you know, but it's like, you know, I'm going to be more conscientious. Do I look like I'm ignoring people? Because I never want that other person who is communicating with me to feel, oh, this guy don't even, you know, he ain't even paying attention. Put the phone down. Look at the person in the eyes. Be engaging. Give answers back to show that you're engaging. You know, that's all a part of human interaction. And if you don't feel like engaging at that moment, say, hey, you know, let's talk a little bit later. Say something like that. And if you and your partner, young or old, follow this advice and learn how to not give it in, you know, if you're giving that advice of what offended you, try to stay away from the negative. I'll always stick to the facts. This is what happened. This is the reason why I did this. I was explaining this. I felt that by this reaction that you gave me, this is how it made me feel. I didn't say you was, you know, it made me feel like I was disrespectful. I didn't say you were disrespectful. This is how it made me feel. This made me feel dismissed. You know, the another person may be like, you dismissive. This is, you know, now you don't go in the attack mode, but this is everything that you felt. And then it's up to that person to really take into consideration, like, I could have did better with that. You know, I'm sorry. You know, so if you guys want to know how you got there, how do we stop liking each other? Hey, look at the small dislikes, or, you know, some of those small dislikes are major dislikes. The major dislikes, hey, you sitting there looking at every last woman that walked by. I don't like that. It makes me feel less valued. You know, hey, you sitting there, you know, stress that to your partner, and it's up to them to look within to fix that dislike and turn it into something positive. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Peace.